Jai Hind to all of you. I am Priyanka Sharma, Assistant Professor, EC Department, AKGC College, Ghaziabad. I am going to present my lecture on the subject Fundamentals of Electronics Engineering, BC 101. This will going to target first year students. So, in this subject, we are going to discuss about the topic that is special purpose diodes. So, in this, we are going to cover the different PN junction diode of different materials that is called as special purpose diode, and we also going to discuss about its application where it can be used. So, first of all, we are going to discuss about the different contents like LED, photodiode, varictor diode and tunnel diode. So, first of all, we will start with the LED. LED is light emitting diode. This is basically the device which converts light energy, electrical energy into light energy. So, in this we are going to see first its basic principle. So, basically the LED is based on the basic principle of electroluminescence. Electroluminescence. So, basically what is electroluminescence? Electro means electricity, luminescence means light. So, it converts light, electrical energy into light energy, and this will going to give the symbol of LED. In this, the arrow is pointing outward, that means light is emitting. Also, we can see here this light is in the range of visible range and or invisible range, and this will going to work basically in forward bias of PN junction diode. This is nothing but basically it is made from P-type and N-type semiconductor. The only difference is in the material of the diode. So, next, if we are going to discuss in detail, we are going to first discuss about its working, that light emitting diode is basically work in forward bias. So, when it is forward biased, the free electrons, the free electrons in the conduction band recombines with the holes in the valence band and releases energy in the form of light. So, if we talk about the construction of the LED, that is similar to the PN junction diode, only the difference in the material, we will going to use gallium, phosphorus and arsenic materials. So, because these materials used gives the indirect band gap energy, and silicon or germanium is used here has a indirect band gap energy, and gallium, phosphorus and arsenic has the indirect band gap energy. So, in this we are going to see how they will going to emit the light. Basically, when we have a conduction band here, in this electrons is there, and this will occur in direct band gap energy. So, when electrons from conduction band jumps to the valence band, it will going to release energy in the form of light or as well as in the form of heat. So, light emission will take place in the case of gallium arsenide, phosphorus materials, and heat will be generated in the form of in the materials silicon and germanium. So, when this materials are used, we will get the LED. So, if we now talk about the working, so we connect the LED in forward bias by connecting the positive terminal of battery with the P-type and negative terminal with the N-type. And when it is forward bias, electrons from N-type material will move to the P-type material and recombine and emits energy in the form of light. So, this will going to give the working of LED when it is forward bias. Now, next, in this we can look here, different materials can give the different light emission depending upon the band gap and depending upon the material. So, if we see the material gallium arsenide LED, it emits light in the red light and infrared light. So, this can be analyzed again from the band gap of the conduction band and valence band, since this band gap is related by, this is conduction band and valence band, and this energy release is given by the formula H mu, that is Hc by lambda. So, that means the energy gap is inversely proportional to the wavelength of light. So, as the band gap increases, wavelength reduces and we get the different colors of light as it is shown here. So, gallium nitride will going to emit blue light and gallium phosphide will going to emit red, yellow and green light. Again, gallium aluminium gallium nitride will going to emit ultraviolet, and aluminium gallium phosphide will going to emit green light. So this is the materials used. So now next, if we see the advantage of LED, in this we get the higher brightness as compared to other materials. Light emitting diode consumes low energy, it is very cheap, easily available, it is lightweight, smaller in size, it have longer lifetime, it operates very fast since it is semiconducting material. Earlier it will not give the fast response. LEDs do not contain toxic material, so it will not be dangerous as compared to fluorescent lamps. LEDs can emit different colors of light. It has a disadvantage that LEDs need more power to operate than normal PN junction diode. So the application we can see here, it is used in burglar alarm system, calculators, picture phones, traffic signals, digital computers and multimeters. Now next, we are going to study the next special diode, that is varactor diode. Varactor diode, that is variable capacitor diode. It is basically operating in reverse voltage. Varactor diode symbol can be seen from here. Diode, we can insert a capacitor here. This indicates it is a variable capacitor diode. It is basically from the concept of that a PN junction diode has a depletion layer here, P-type and N-type, and this consists of immobile ions. One is negative plate and one is positive plate. So it generates capacitive effect. So that means we can have a capacitive effect in PN junction diode. So this depletion width changes according to the forward bias and reverse bias. And if we connect this in reverse bias, negative terminal connected to P side and positives connected to N side, reverse bias, it will give the band depletion width increases. So as the depletion width increases, capacitance will going to change depending upon the formula. Capacitance is given by epsilon naught A divided by W. W is the width of depletion layer. So as the width of depletion layer increases, capacitance is going to decrease. So it can be related by the graph as the reverse voltage VR increases, reverse voltage increases, depletion width increases, capacitance reduces. So if we plot this, we can see here capacitance is going to reduce as the reverse bias voltage increases. So this will give a variable capacitance effect that can be used in many applications. Here we can used in frequency multiplier, it can be used in parametric amplifiers, it can be used in voltage controlled oscillators also. Now next special diode we are going to study is photodiode. So it is again based on the reverse principle of LED. Basically it is based on the basic principle of photoelectric effect. Basically photodiode converts light energy into electrical energy. Photo means light and this is electric. So that means it converts light energy into electrical energy. So it is again operates on reverse bias. Depending upon the surface area of depletion layer, it will going to give the higher or slower response time. So this is the symbol of photodiode in which light is incoming here, then it converts it into electrical energy, that is called photodiode symbol. So in this basically it is divided into 3 steps. First, absorption of optical energy will take place and generation of carrier occurs. Then transportation of photo generated carriers across the absorption and transient region with or without gain. Then carrier correction and generation of photocurrent will flows through the external circuitry. That means as we connect it into reverse bias, and when the light is incident over the depletion layer, it will going to break the covalent bond, and by gaining the energy it will going to covalent bond and electron and hole pairs are generated, and this generated electron and hole pairs will move oppositely in the external circuit. So these 3 processes will going to occur step by step. First, absorption of light energy take place and electron holes are generated, and then transportation of charge carrier will occur, and then after that carrier collection will take place at the opposite terminus of the battery, that leads to flow of current in the external circuitry. So this will going to give the working of photodiode. Now next, different types of photodiodes we have. We have PN junction photodiode, pin photodiode, avalanche photodiode. Among three photodiode we will going to use pin photodiode because of higher absorption region due to the intrinsic region here. So now next, basically it has certain limitations also there. It is operated in reverse bias condition. So applied reverse bias voltage should be low, generated low noise, high gain, high response speed, high sensitivity to light, low sensitivity to temperature, low cost, small size and longer lifetime. Now application, it is used in various applications: compact disc players, smoke detectors, space applications, used in medical applications, used in optical communication and used in extremely low intensities also. Now after that, we are going to study about next special diode, that is tunnel diode. Tunnel diode, basically it is very heavily doped diode PN junction, and as the electric current decreases, decreases as the voltage increases, and its symbol is given by this tunnel effect. So basically tunnel diode is used where the very fast switching application is required, and it is based basically on the tunneling phenomena. Now if we talk about tunnel diode, it is also known as Esaki diode, and it basically depends on tunneling effect. Basic principle is tunneling phenomena, and in this we are going to see the depletion is very thin or narrow, so that direct electron can pass through the tunnel through the depletion layer. Basically if we talk about its PN junction diagram, we can see here in P type and N type we have the diagram like conduction band or valence band diagram like this. In this we can observe here P type, and after the heavy doping, energy levels are getting separated in such a way that the conduction band of P type is aligned with the conduction band of N type. So that here we have majority of holes in the valence band, and here majority of electrons in the conduction band. So the electrons rather going into crossing the potential barrier, it will going to directly tunnel to the valence band of P type through this depletion layer, and this process is called tunneling phenomena. So here no need to cross the potential barrier, so directly electron can tunnel from conduction band of N type to the P type. So in this we can see here, as we apply the voltage here, the electrons from conduction band of N type directly tunnel to the valence band of P type, and current starts increasing. So step by step we can see here, as we increase the voltage, current start increasing. After that, at a particular point, the maximum current we get, this is called peak current, and at this voltage is called peak voltage. After that we can see here current starts decreasing, because due to the reduction in the charge density, the energy level is shifted backward from their original position, so that the misalignment will going to occur. Alignment of valence band and conduction band occurs, that leads to decrease in the charge recombination and current decreases. After this, at a point, minimum current we get, that minimum current is called valley current, and that voltage is called valley voltage. And after that, it regains its original position and it behaves like a normal conventional diode. So after this, we can see here the complete VI characteristics of tunnel diode in such a way that as we increase the voltage, firstly current increases to a peak current, and after that it reduces, that is also called as negative resistance region. And after the valley point, it will going to behave like a conventional diode. So this is going to give us the characteristics of tunnel diode, and this shows that its high switching speed because no potential barrier is required to conduct the potential tunnel diode. Advantage of tunnel diode, it has a longer lifetime and higher speed operation. It will have no low noise, low power consumption, and it has disadvantage that tunnel diode cannot be fabricated in large numbers, and being a two-terminal device, input and output are not isolated from one another. It has an applications in logic memory storage. It has an application in logic memory storage. It can be used in various applications like relaxation of oscillator circuits, and it can be used as an ultra high speed switch. It can be used in receivers, FM receivers, and many more. So this will complete the special diodes of the PN junction diode. So we will going to end up the lecture here. So next lecture we will going to see on many other topics. So Jai Hind to all of you. Thank you.